This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
I'm like, we're not dating.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything was in concrete.
Exactly.
Does that say something about me?
Chris.
So you're just a normal nerdy guy, because I remember you comparing yourself to
I am very much like Corey. I embrace it. Very forgettable. I'm okay with that.
And Justin.
It's just so metacore.
Is metacore the right way to say that, or is it mediocre? Are there two different ways to say that?
Mediocre.
Okay, well, we all learned something.
Right, metacore is a
We all
real
learned
word.
something today.
Where is
really
the way
did.
I pronounce it? I'm telling you, this is a real word.
Because it
Okay.
doesn't exist.
The episode starts now.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everyone's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. I'm sorry we've been gone for so long, guys. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
we're back. We're back. But we did not watch Medabots, so if anybody was like really excited to hear Medabots, we did not watch Medabots.
I am pissed
We
about
will watch
that, by the
Medabots
way.
eventually. It'll probably be one of my next shows.
It better be, because
But,
I watched most of that crap. And
It was...
spoilers, it
It was
sucks.
a lot of episodes, and we were talking about like narrowing it down, and I
Yeah.
couldn't narrow it down. So
They were all too good.
We decided to watch a show that didn't have a lot of episodes, which is it was one of my favorites growing
No,
up.
he
Like,
couldn't narrow it
100%
down. He didn't watch it. That's why we didn't do it. Don't lie to the people. He didn't watch the
Let's
show.
tell, because it is a very funny story, because I hadn't watched any of it. And it was the day before we were supposed to
I
record.
watched this
day
shit show almost the whole thing.
And then just John was like, "Hey, are we doing a podcast tomorrow? Because I haven't watched anything." And I said, "No, it's okay. Let's wait." And Justin said, "We better. I watched all of it."
So here's the thing that Justin told me. I called him the day before, and we were talking about something, and I was like, "Hey, dude, how did you like Medabots?" And he's like, "I didn't watch any of it." So he watched all of it like that day.
he's a teacher. He can do it during the summer. He just binge it.
I had nothing else to do.
Yep.
That's literally what I do for most of this. Is
He watched 26 episodes of Medabots.
in the summer, I literally I'll do it the night before
That's crazy.
because I forget.
It's mind blowing. So
We have a lot of nostalgia
again,
news.
we apologize that we're not doing Medabots. By the title of this podcast, I'm sure you know what we've done.
Unless you
already.
can't read.
Here's a hint.
That's me. Oh, I can't read.
Yes.
That's me.
Okay.
Um,
We did something else, but let's get into nostalgia news. We have
Yeah.
plenty of nostalgia news.
Nostalgia news.
So for Space Jam came out. That was a big
That
one.
sucked.
We can talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, I still have not watched that.
Not great. not good at all.
It's not. Is it not great? Shit.
It just feels a little. And I think kids might enjoy it, but I felt kind of sad.
It's a video game, right? Like it's all.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not going into like the Looney Tunes world. It's like a video game that you're.
You are, but
Yeah,
you
and
aren't.
it's funny. It's funny because Warner Brothers is like also owned by AT&T, and they keep having this thing of like, haha, it's HBO algorithm. They're tracking everything you do, haha. But they actually are. But they're trying to make jokes about it. So I was like, this is kind of scary. Like, they're like, it's a little
Here's
weird.
my problem with it. And it wasn't necessarily the plot or LeBron's terrible acting or anything like that.
Not
I
good.
didn't care about that. I knew all that was going to suck. Whatever. Here's the part I hated. I actually liked the game, the last game. I thought there were some pretty funny parts. I thought the best... I don't want to spoil it, but there was a part in the locker
Don't
room
ruin it
scene.
for me because I haven't watched it yet.
The locker room part was probably the funniest
Yeah,
one.
that was good.
I
that
laughed
was good.
out
That was a
loud.
good scene.
It was hilarious. But anyways...
I was surprised. Yeah.
But anyways, and they have little nods here and there to the old movie. It's funny. But the worst part of that was the people on the outside of the court. It's like they chose just random people and they put them in the shittiest costumes they had for all of their properties.
Yeah, they had the mask that did not look like Jim Carrey at all.
Oh my god.
And
It looked like
you had it.
Here's what it looked like. It looked like they took let's pretend they were all Harry Potter characters.
Sure.
It looked like they just went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, bought a bunch of those robes and just stuck them on some people they found around the studio.
No, it's weird. It's a weird movie. It was fine. I liked. There was enough originality to make it interesting to watch, but it wasn't very good.
They made it interesting. They updated it. It was okay. It was just, it wasn't for us, obviously, but
Yeah, I liked that Bugs like made fun of LeBron a little bit. Like he said, "Honey, are you scared you don't have any more teams to go to?" And he also kept calling him Cleveland. I thought that was pretty funny.
They did not hold back. But LeBron doesn't give a shit about that, though.
No, he's a funny guy. It's really annoying that they made him so like, oh, you got like basketball or nothing else.
He was a big jerk. I was like,
yeah, he's really funny.
I feel
in
like
real
he's
life.
not actually that way.
No, he's goofy. Anyways, it's weird.
Other nostalgia news here.
I don't have anything to say about it because I haven't seen it.
Here's LeBron James shooting a basket.
Some other nostalgia news.
I tried to get an NFT of all like the Space Jam.
Oh
and I couldn't
God.
get it.
What's NFT?
And then it's like a non-refundable token.
It's money
and
laundering.
You could get them for free if you like got in like first, I guess. And it was all like trading cards. Like you could get like digital trading cards of all of them. I was like, I would have liked one of Bugs, like a trading card of Bugs. He was my favorite character growing up, like from the Looney Tunes.
But it's not the same voice, which is.
I know, it's not the same
different.
voice. Did Bugs Bunny act different, or was it the voice that kind of?
The voice was definitely not the same, and I don't know. I don't really know much about the story of Looney Tunes, but it just felt different.
Okay.
I'm looking back at our recent text to talk about other things. We had a trailer for Ghostbusters.
I love the trailer.
Pretty
I'm pretty excited for it.
So it's in the Ghostbusters world, right? Like
it's
like,
literally
like they're
it's
gonna
a
be in
literal
it.
sequel. That's
Yeah.
Venkman's kids, or not Venkman.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why can I not remember his name?
Oh, you don't know. You're not such a.
Oh my God.
About it.
I literally blanked out.
What a fake fan. Oh gosh.
Harold Ramis's character.
Right.
Oh, how can I not remember his name? Oh my God.
I don't know. You're the only Ghostbuster fan here, but we're relying on
Holy
you, Justin.
shit!
Come on, man.
I have to look at this.
Oh my god!
I have to look it up.
Okay.
This is embarrassing.
Justin, you don't have to
Cut
look
this
it up.
out
No
of
one
the-
cares. No one cares,
this
Justin.
out.
It's okay. I know you care, but no one
Okay,
else cares
moving on,
that
next
is
one.
listening to our podcast or watching us on YouTube. No one cares.
Legend of the Hidden Temple is getting a sequel on CW.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I think it's adults playing, which I think is
But why?
interesting. I don't know.
Why?
But we'll see.
We're gonna date ourselves a little bit today, but I don't know if y'all saw this. Y'all are not big fans of this, but we're gonna be spoiler. We might be doing this season, but
I don't know.
South Park guys, they signed a new contract. Want to guess for
Okay.
how much?
Is it how much or how long?
How long first? So what season you think they're gonna get to?
What season are they at right now?
What
I
season?
think they're
they-
22 or 20. I think they're 21 or 22.
50.
No, not 50.
I'm gonna say 25.
No, season 30. So they
Gosh,
go to season
8 more
30.
years.
And then they're going to make 11 movies or 14 movies for Paramount Plus.
Gosh.
Now, if you don't know anything about newer South Park, they do these 1 hour, like 3 episode things.
Okay.
They're arcs. So a lot of people are saying they're just going to make these hour-long specials as 2
Okay.
episodes each. But people
Yeah.
complaining about that in season, they just want the single episodes. Because they've kind of been doing like arcs. And
Okay.
for me, I think South Park is as good as it always is.
Okay.
But
Who cares?
Six-
Who cares about South Park?
$600 million.
Oh my gosh! For 8
Did you
years?
say $600 million?
Yes, that's why I brought this up. They're getting paid $600 million to do all this.
The creators
those two
of
guys.
this, or like the whole
They
show?
own everything. They are the sole proprietors of South Park.
Son of a bitch.
That's
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the thing about Paramount Plus made this deal after they have seen that their streaming service cannot be doing that well. Am I right? Like it can't be doing that good. And yet they're gonna.
I still freaking have it, but it's
I do
only
too.
it's only because I keep forgetting the cancel
Well, remember-
it.
Me too.
I need to get that like whatever I keep seeing ads for it on like the shows that we're watching.
Yeah.
Viacom, MTV, they're all part
What
of
is
that.
it called? Like True Bill or something like that like tracks all your crap.
Oh yeah.
I keep needing to get that, but no, I still have freaking Boomerang from Amazon.
Well, Paramount Plus made the mistake of not having that one big series, and if they would just kept South Park, because Viacom and Comedy Central, they're all under that same umbrella. You know, they run it on Comedy Central, but
Right.
Matt and Trey they're not tied to that. They're their own separate entity. So Viacom doesn't own South Park. Matt and Trey own it. So that's why they're on HBO Max. That's why South Park's there. So Paramount Plus really shit the bed with that. So they probably had to pay out the ass just to get that plus exclusive stuff for Paramount Plus, because all the new shit goes to HBO Max, all the new seasons.
Right.
So they really screwed up, because that would have been
interesting.
I know y'all don't think it's a tentpole, but that would have been a tentpole series for them. That's something you can say, hey, we have South Park, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we have SpongeBob for the kids, you got South Park for the adults.
Yep.
But yeah, $600 million.
Some do apparently. $600 million. That's
Half
a lot of
of
money.
fucking
$600
billion
million.
dollars.
That is insane.
I don't think The Simpsons would be worth that much right now.
I feel like maybe Rick and Morty. I'm thinking of like more like an adult cartoon. Maybe Rick and Morty would be worth that kind of money, but not South Park. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, do we have anything else? I don't want to talk about.
All I'm gonna say, not nostalgia news, but just if y'all have Hulu, watch the Orange Years documentary about Nickelodeon and their upcoming years. It's pretty awesome. It's a really good documentary.
Oh.
So
Something else came out on Netflix. The Movies That Made Us came out with some new episodes
yeah, that's right.
too.
Yep.
And finally, the Why the Last Man trailer finally came out. Have y'all remember this a couple years ago? The Why the Last Man graphic novel. I think it was DC or something. But it was about this guy who's like the last man on Earth and his monkey. Like all the men in the world, anybody who had a Y chromosome just died instantly. And it's just him, a monkey, and then a bunch of women. And it's like him trying to journey to this like medical research facility to get cloned.
A bunch of women, huh? Bunch of women.
But it's like a really good graphic novel, and like they've been talking about this thing coming out forever. I'm like, I really wanted to see this because I heard it was really good, and now it's finally coming out in September on FX. So
Interesting. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Let's not know what we're going to talk about, John. It's all your show. So,
All right.
what would your thought process be going from Medabots to this? And then tell us what it is.
So we watched Batman Beyond.
Woo!
Let's play his
Season
theme
1.
song.
Good theme.
It's like a punk thing.
That
Has no words to it,
that-
and
that-
it's just like the Batman animated series one. It
That
has
end
no
is
words
really
to it,
cool
and-
though, with him doing the
yeah, every time I do
wings up.
skip the
Pretty
intro,
awesome.
it
Yeah.
ends on that. It's like,
Yeah. Pretty epic. Yeah.
But the theme song gets you ready for the show.
It's very different.
Um,
It feels different. Yeah.
So, I've been wanting to do the show for a long time now,
I think you mentioned it. Yeah.
and yeah, I've really liked this show. If you guys want to go listen to one of our previous episodes, I did the Batman the Animated Series one. Like, Batman was just like, he was my favorite superhero growing up, and like I pretty much watched any type of Batman thing that was put out by WB, and this is one of the shows, and it was great. So Medabots was very long, and I just kind of went to. It's on HBO Max if you guys want to go check it out before you listen to our episode. But there's only 13 episodes the first season. They're not that long. They're like 22 minutes or something like that. And this was always one of my favorite stories. Like it's a very epic story that started with a cartoon first, and it was just really cool. It was a really cool idea to have Batman be like an older mentor type of person that is not fighting.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he is a skin. He's ready to do some damage. Yeah, I agree.
So no, this is definitely one of my shows. I like this show better than Medabots, but I knew
really?
Medabots was gonna
No
be,
way.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all by watching both.
I'm surprised by it. No, this show is a lot better than Medabots. I wanted to do Medabots just kind of as like a funny thing. I knew I wasn't gonna get a lot of points for it, but I don't know what I'm gonna get for this one because I really like this show. I really liked it growing up, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
So my history is
what is your history with the show?
So I didn't really watch this show when it came out, but I've downloaded it for a long time, and I've always had it. I've always watched the first 2 episodes, and the third episode's always turned me off, and so I've never finished. And so until today,
this show?
Yeah, until today, because he had that liquid girl or whatever, like the black liquid or whatever. Yeah,
I need to.
So I after that episode, I never really wanted to rewatch this, so that's where I stopped.
So
what about you, Justin?
What about you?
I watched it. I don't remember too much about it. I remember liking it, but I don't remember very much about it at all. I remember I watched Return of the Joker, and I like that, the movie.
Great movie.
But other than that, I don't have very much lore in my head about this.
Makes sense. All right, so I guess we'll talk about fun facts. Let's talk about fun facts. All right, Justin, you gonna give me a fun facts theme? I haven't heard a fun facts theme from you in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's been so long.
You haven't done it in a while either.
Come on, man.
Here, I'll do the moment.
There you go.
Come on, man.
There you go. Fun facts.
No, you gotta sing along. There you go.
I haven't heard the snaps in a while either.
I'm done with that. We're moving on. Batman Beyond fun facts.
Now it's claps.
There you go. You're doing better than me.
All right. Okay, so this first aired in 1999. It was going on the same time as the Batman the animated series was going on. So there was like a lot of stuff that the studio was trying to figure out between the two shows. It was going to be called Batman Tomorrow, which is like
a terrible name.
It's in the future. Everyone loved this name, but the promotions, they were afraid that people were going to get confused because they would go be like, today on Batman Tomorrow, and people wouldn't know.
Smart idea not to do that.
Is this happening like today? Is it happening tomorrow? When is this
some idiot
episode
kids are
going to
gonna
come
think
out?
that. Why can't I never watch Batman Tomorrow? It's always on the next day.
Always turn on. It's not there.
Mom!
So, promotional wise, they didn't go with that name because they thought people would get confused. So
I like Beyond better. I think Beyond's a better name.
I mean, I liked it. It was a lot more edgy. The show was meant for like an older kids to teens. Like that's the thing that they were aiming for. And there were some lines, and we could talk about them later, that were kind of risque.
Yes.
That were like, damn, this is for a cartoon.
There was a lot of horniness.
The main thing was,
let's put that out there.
So even like when it came to the Joker movie that was after this, they had to cut back on it because it was like too dark, and they heard gasp in the screening, like ooh. So they were like, so the studio had to cut back on it, and the same with this show. The show was going to be a little bit more darker, but they had to kind of cut back. So yeah. The suit is one of the most advanced suit that Batman's ever worn.
That's one of the best looking suits ever.
Oh god, it's dude.
You don't get much better
I
than
love
this.
it, man.
It's incredible.
It's
Yeah.
so good. So the suit was actually modeled after Doctor Strange. So
Okay.
Doctor Strange, when it comes to the comics,
Yeah.
didn't used to have like the cloak and he had like an exposed head. It was all covered. His whole entire
Okay.
body was covered in a suit. So just like they just kind of took that design from a bunch of books when it comes to just the way that the show is actually modeled, that kind of punkish model, and from Doctor Strange. And those are all the fun facts I have for right now. I'll tell you guys about some other stuff later.
I'm pumped because I know a couple, and I'm really excited to hear them.
Yeah.
All right.
So plot.
Yeah.
Plot. Justin, you want to say the plot since you're so excited about the
do.
show?
So
Okay.
we start out with Batman. I think it's like 2018 or 19 or something. Like, I was like, oh, we live near that.
We're close.
And like,
We're all the mask.
he's fighting some bad guys, and I think he like has some kind of like heart thing or heart attack or something.
Yeah.
He realizes he can't fight. He is fighting in the Batman Beyond suit. So we call it the Beyond
Pretty awesome.
suit. I don't know, Bat suit, whatever. So it definitely does look like it definitely is like a Nightwing suit, because I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But he also kind of stole Nightwing's thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
What do you mean?
Well, because Nightwing always had that blue and black, right? Even before this, or was that?
Yeah.
on
This
here?
is red and black.
No. I'm talking about Nightwing's blue and black, right?
No. Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah.
So that was before this. So I always thought
Yeah.
they based it
Justin,
off
are you
of,
colorblind? But Batman's suit's red and black.
but I always thought they based it off of that because Nightwing's is black and it's got that blue kind of thing, and Batman just said, "Okay, I'll go red," kind of copying. Am I not the only one who sees the similarity there?
Nope. I don't see
I mean,
anything.
he doesn't have a cowl
No.
or anything. It's just a blue suit.
What?
Or blue black
I
suit.
think they're kind of similar. Anyways,
Okay.
So
Superman has a blue suit, so
I think it's.
I'm kind of confused.
we gotta go with a different color. All right. Superman got the blue.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like people are.
But he has
gonna
red in
agree
the
on this.
middle.
Anyways,
Okay.
so he retires essentially. I think it's like 20 years later, and
Yep.
we meet our rascal Terry,
He's
who
just a
is
rascal.
We'll call
just
him
happens to
Rascal
be
Terry.
really good at fighting and tumbling and all kinds of stuff. He's already ready made. He's already got all the fighting skills.
No training needed.
Very convenient.
He's the perfect specimen for
Yep.
Batman.
Black hair. He's just ready to go.
Hey, fun fact. They find out later on in the show that Batman's his biological father. Bruce Wayne is his biological
Oh,
father.
that's kind of
Really?
I don't like that. I don't like
Stupid.
that.
That's how he can fight
That
so
kinda
well.
ruins-
That's why he's
that
so
ruins a
good
lot
at
of stuff for me.
Batman.
I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
2 points.
That kind of does ruin this a little bit for me.
But
Okay, but it's
you
only
didn't
for a
watch
season.
it. It's a
Yeah.
fun fact that happens at the end of the
It
show.
doesn't matter. That's stupid. So
So you got
The
Terry
way
Wayne.
it happens is stupid. I'm not going to tell you guys, though. I don't want it to hurt my voice.
so
So from now on, he's Terry Wayne, right? Or does they call him Terry Wayne?
Terry Wayne.
so
All right, Justin. go.
Terry's dad, of course, dies because he gets mixed up with this conglomerate dude, Powers.
Powers.
Devin Powers, is that his name?
I don't
Is
know.
that Southern
Something
Powers.
powers. There's two. There's two
Let's
powers.
Just
in
call him
this.
Powers.
Turns out he's like trying to sell this gas that basically turns people into like nuclear monsters, essentially. And so Terry goes or like follows him to Bruce Manor, Wayne Manor. He doesn't know it's Wayne Manor. He doesn't know he's Bruce Wayne, but Bruce like fights off a bunch of bad guys. Says, get off my lawn, kid. He finds the Bat Cave. He comes back because he wants to save his...
Was that an obscure line? Was that...
No, I'm just adding stuff to this. So he finds out his dad dies. He finds his dad dead. He wants to fight back the Joker gang. He goes, steals the suit. becomes Batman. For some reason, Batman likes him, so he's now his stooge. You know, does his bidding.
Yeah.
He does all kinds of
That's right.
crazy stuff, and we get the villains of the week, and
We do.
at the end you find out that they find out that Bright, is it Blight or Bright?
I think it's Blight.
So Blight was
It's Blight.
They find out that
It's
Blight was Powers, and they fight. They have some fighting, and Blight dies.
Yep. But his
Supposedly.
son.
Supposedly.
His son
He's
is
also evil.
now
Dies.
in charge, and his son's a dick too.
Yeah. So villain for second season.
So, yeah. I mean, you have the way the show's set up is Bruce Wayne is very old. He's like a senior citizen, and he kind of trains up Terry to be the next Batman. Kind
And
of
by
take
Terry-
over.
Does he really
his,
train him?
I mean,
He
Terry-
just kind of yells at
Terry
him.
Wayne. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys noticed that Batman kind of loses a lot? Like someone kind of bails him out in every episode when he's like
Yeah.
fighting.
I
Little bit,
do.
little
I
bit.
kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie. That is one thing I like about the plot.
I want my Batman to be badass. Like,
But
I
he's
wanna-
not. He's not
I
the
don't-
Batman though. He's Batman Beyond. You know.
I hate the invisibility thing because to me it's like an easy scapegoat to get out of a situation.
Yeah.
I don't like the
Dude,
invisibility.
okay, so
part.
this suit, it has invisibility. It
Yeah.
can stop a bullet. It can stop, like, missiles. Like, if
Yeah.
he gets blown up by a missile, it stops him.
How can you lose?
He can fly with it.
Yeah.
It gives him super strength.
He is kind of a lunkhead. Like he just likes to punch things. You know.
Yeah.
And he does. It is cool to see. I assume in the later seasons he starts to, because you do kind of see his detective brain starting to work. Like Bruce always
Yeah.
Batman always has this stupid way of trying to train people. He doesn't just tell them, "Hey, we should do this." He makes Terry figure out on his own.
His
You know,
stupid way.
And
God,
but he does get better. But I do like him getting his ass kicked because he is stupid. Like he goes in, like
Yeah.
especially when he fights Ink. It's like, why do you keep doing the same thing over and over? Try something.
He even mentions it. You're very slow at this.
Yeah. So I actually like that aspect of him, that they didn't make him like super. He's always in a spot where he could die. And yeah, he does get bailed
Yeah.
out, but
Yeah.
of course he does. He's got main character armor, you know.
That's right. Yeah. And he's young. He's supposed to be what, like 15 or
Yeah,
16?
he's like 16. So,
So-
I like
Yeah,
it.
he's
I
young.
think it's really
God, those
good.
rage of hormones, you can see it in the show.
Yeah.
He's
You're always
just,
trying
he's just making out with girls over here.
Because obviously, you know, Bruce was always going to be, you know, he was highly trained, super intelligent. Terry's very strong, but not so intelligent.
Do you think Bruce was also like helping him out in a wingman situation? Like, hey, kiss her. Kiss her for
He
me.
is like in that one episode.
He even mentions it. He's like, you guys are gonna get back
yeah,
together.
that one where
No
Daniel was
worries.
like, he's like, I don't care about your feelings, your emotions.
No worries. What'd you say,
Yeah.
Dustin?
He's like, I don't care about your feelings or emotions or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just
But
gonna
also-
say he's like, don't worry, you're a Wayne. You're not-
You get them all. That's right.
if you would know how many girls.
You're never going to meet your old man, but you can do pretty well for yourself. And I'm going to watch through my telecom.
I'm not gonna train you how to fight, but I'll train you how to do some other stuff.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, what did you guys rate the plot? So, okay. Let's kind of go over some of the episodes.
Yeah.
So you had, I guess, him learn how to use his suit and everything like that. Batman kind of. So you had those first two episodes, the rebirth. The blackout was the Ink Girl. You had the Golem episode where like the robot.
Nerd, yeah.
Yeah.
The Mr. Freeze, where Mr. Freeze
Like
came
that one.
back.
Always good. Yeah.
You had the heroes.
My
where-
favorite. I love
Was it really?
I love the terrific trio.
The Fantastic Four knockoffs.
Knockoff.
Yeah.
It was so good. I liked it a lot. I don't know. I got
I actually remember these next two episodes. Actually, the next three episodes. The Shriek episode with the sound
Yeah.
dude.
with the nerdy guy, right?
He was, huh?
This was the nerdy guy who controlled the robot, or was that later?
No, that's
No, that's
Golem.
the one who, like,
So the
oh,
Shriek
like-
episode
okay, gotcha.
was
The mining guy.
controls sound.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep.
and he can like he like mutes things like around him, like, and he can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
That was
I
the
always thought
episode
he
where
was,
Terry
a
like
really-
stupidly kept asking questions as a pizza boy. Like, how obvious fucking are you? Dear Lord.
No, it's getting late, and I still have things to do, so...
Wait, what about those, sound vibrations?
Sound vibrations?
Yeah, I heard about them the other day. Some of them can knock over a tree.
So they say.
So, you know anything about them?
Who are you? What do you really want?
It's very true.
So I heard on the news about sound waves.
yeah.
I hear that you can knock over a tree.
Yeah.
No, he was my favorite villain probably out of
Yeah.
all the villains this season. I just thought his abilities were really cool. Then you had the Death Man's Hand, which is all the ace people.
Hey, those people. They're annoying.
I know they were stupid.
The Royal Flush. Is that what you're talking about?
The Winning Edge, that's with Bane.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Spellbound was another one of my like favorite villains. I just thought his abilities were.
That
kinda
was a
cool.
really cool episode.
Yeah.
The Ink Girl comes back.
That was a
Right.
very sad episode.
Yes.
Just related to the dude.
This guy just horny for that for ink. Dear Lord. Here's why I really didn't like that episode. Is because his thing switched halfway through. Like at first he like loved her, but then he wanted to become her. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like why?
Yeah.
Why did it switch
Yeah.
halfway through?
Right.
I don't know. It was a stupid episode.
And then you
I
had
wasn't a fan.
I don't remember this one.
The
A
assassination.
touch of. Oh yeah, never mind. And then right after that you had the last episode, which was with Blight.
Pretty much ending the villain of season 1 and opening
Yeah.
season 2.
The villain.
which was, yeah, he was kind of interesting. He looked awesome, Blight. We might talk about him later, I guess, but he looked really cool
I'm
when
gonna
he was radioactive.
give
So we're doing
the plot
the
a
plot.
4.
Good.
I liked most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. All right, Chris. What were you saying?
Yeah, I guess so. I did not. Villain wise and like the actual like story of each week, I did not like as much. I think I would have given it a 3, but the premise of this is really cool. So for that, I'm gonna give you a notch up. I'll give you a 4.
They really didn't want to use all the villains that they had in like the animated series. They kind of wanted to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though they had Joker, Bane, Freeze, and Ra's al Ghul, like
Right.
reappear
Pretty quickly, yeah.
in the show like occasionally. They wanted to add more to the first season. They wanted to add an episode with Killer Croc was written, and an episode with Catwoman was written, and for the first season. But
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
I think
they,
it would've
did-
gotten
they
annoyed if it
decided
was
not
all-
to do that.
Yeah. If it was all like Batman villains, I think it would got a little annoyed. So I'm glad they added some originality to it.
Well, they just thought that if there were going to be reoccurring villains from like
Yeah.
the animated series, it was just going to get like repetitive. Like
Yep.
you just saw this in the animated series. Now you're going to see them like 50 years later, and they're going to be doing the exact same shit.
I do like how Powers went crazy over time, and like as his skin started peeling, he seemed more scary, And by the end, he was like, "I'm like crazy," and then like her son was like, "You're really like aggressive." He's like, "I know I am. So what?"
So
I thought it was
Powers was one of the first characters that they wanted to put as a villain in the show because he's like a white collar villain. He's like
Yeah.
kind of like a powerful villain. When it came to the Batman the animated series, all the villains were like street thugs,
Right.
and they just kind of wanted to change.
I
it
did
up
notice
little
this.
bit
A lot of
and-
them were not street thugs. They were normal people.
No,
who
they
just
weren't.
Either normal people who went crazy or like these high level like the assassination
Yeah.
one, like the
Yeah.
blue skin lady. Like she was like freaking crazy good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like that kind of difference because now Gotham is kind of like because it's all edgy and new and
Yeah, and that was like one of the reasons why they wanted to go with this kind of like higher class villain because it's in the future and they didn't really think there was gonna be like a lot of thugs in the future. You
'Cause
know,
even the Joker
like
gang
other
was kind
than
of a joke.
other than the Joker gang, that
Yeah.
is like the thugs of the series.
But even them, they
And
were
you don't
kind of
really
a joke,
see them
though.
a lot.
Like, they were easily like beatable. Like they got their asses kicked, pretty easy. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you didn't see them much after the first 2 episodes.
Harley Quinn's in this show, isn't she? Like later on,
Who?
Harley Quinn. I thought she was like a main villain of the show. Maybe she isn't.
She appears, I think, in the first time in the Joker movie. So you had this whole
okay.
entire first season, and this whole entire first season blew up like crazy. Blew up. So many people like this show. So then the studio was like, "Hey, you need to put out a movie like
Gotcha.
immediately." And the dude that what's his name? I forget his name.
Yeah, that dude,
The dude that made this show.
Bruce Timm.
Huh?
It's Bruce Timm.
Bruce Timm, yeah. So
Loser.
they went to him and they said, "Hey, you need to like make a movie." And he's like, "Well, you want me to make a second season too?" And they're like, "Yeah, you need to do both." And he's like, "Oh crap!" So they said that him making the second season, him making the movie was like really hard to do.
I bet.
But Mark Hamill is in that movie too, as
Yes,
playing the
he is.
Joker. So it's kind of cool.
Mark Hamill's in
All right, so
everything.
yeah, no, I would give the plot a 4 too. I love the plot. I'm trying to remember the one that I didn't like the least. I think it was with the same one. I didn't like Golem a lot.
I like the idea of it, but his voice bothered me.
I didn't like Heroes. I can't believe
I
you-
love that
Oh my
episode.
I hope
gosh,
you
I
liked
loved
Heroes as a funny thing and not because it was
I
a
thought that
good
was unique
episode.
for a Batman show.
So here's the thing: I saw they were introducing all of them, and then they showed the Mr. Elastic, or no, sorry, Mr. Fantastic core part where it's like the stretch
What
guy,
is
who,
it? The 2D man. His
2D
name is the 2D man.
And I was like, huh, he kind of seems like Mr. Fantastic, but I didn't think anything of it. And then I was like, oh, they're calling it the Terrific Trio. That's funny. And then probably 20 minutes in, there's probably only a minute left. And I was like, oh, it's a 3. Like, it's simple. I was like, they're literally smacking the Fantastic Four. I thought it was hilarious. I loved it. Maybe I just didn't quite click it all together. And then they were actually trying to, I was like, it's kind of like Fantastic Four. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, they're deliberately trying to make like Fantastic Four.
It was
Yeah.
very classic
liked it.
Batman tragic.
Yeah. I like the Thing version, the Magma Man or whatever, where he like kind of became like an actual bad guy.
I feel like he should have been
I
a
thought it
lot
was all
more
great.
OP than he was.
Yeah, yeah.
He's literally
I
walking
liked it.
magma.
Yeah, I loved it. I was all about it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Magma.
so main characters, right? That's the next one. So I'm just gonna say it's gonna be Bruce and Terry.
Yeah. I think
I actually kind of don't like Terry very much.
oh, come on.
Why?
Not like in the sense that he's a bad character. In the sense that he... I don't know how to describe it.
He's like an edgy, punkish guy. He's
I
he
guess,
knows
I
he's
guess
good
the word
looking.
is
He
kind of
has
annoying.
he has the confidence, but he's a kid.
I guess the word is annoying because if you have Batman right there, now think about who Batman is in that universe. Like, I assume most people know that he's like the top dude. You think he'd listen to him, right? So I get it. He's a punk kid. This is not like an attack on the character. It's a good thing that he's like this because that he's a teenager. But I was just like, dude, you got fucking Batman right there. Listen to him.
Right.
Which is
So,
what I like about the character, part I hate about him, if that makes sense.
but you gotta think that he was Batman before he stopped being Batman before Terry was born. So Terry's not gonna know that the Batman's this badass like.
I don't know. He knew all
type
the
of
stuff about.
person.
He looked at the suits and was like, "Oh, Batgirl, Nightwing." He knew plenty about Batman. I think he was just like you said, he's a hard-headed teenager.
But you can know about something and then also be like influenced by that thing by living through it. So like it would be like an example of something happening with like us that would influence us, but the kids back like nowadays would know about that kind of stuff, but they wouldn't live through it.
I think you're thinking deep into it. I think he's just an asshole kid.
Nope.
But yeah, I like Bruce in this too, but you think he'd change a little bit, you know? You would think he would.
Yeah.
I like him. It's obvious he's still that way because all of his friends are gone and he's pushed people away. I did think it was kind of weird that he and Batgirl hooked up. How old was he in that universe at that time?
Hey, doesn't matter.
30s, 40s. I mean, she was in her 20s. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was still kind of weird.
My favorite line from Batman is that Shriek episode, and Shriek starts to like try to talk to him for him to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Tell me something. Why were you so sure those voices weren't coming from you?
Well, first, I know I'm not psychotic.
I hope your other reason's more convincing.
And second, the voice kept calling me Bruce. In my mind, that's not what I call myself.
What do you call yourself? Oh, yeah. I suppose you would. But that's my name now.
Tell that to my subconscious.
and he just like looked at him.
Harry was like,
of
"Oh,
course
yeah."
you call yourself that."
Dude, honestly, that's why I liked Batman in this. I think that he really stuck out. I think that Zack Snyder could have really benefited from seeing this first scene where he like freaks out because he had the gun in his hands. Like that was his last choice, was to hold the gun to this guy in that first scene.
That was a
you know?
really great scene.
Yeah.
It was an incredible scene. I liked it. I think I have a soft spot for Terry because it's Eric Matthews as the voice.
Yep, Will Friedle.
Will Friedle.
On the contrary, honesty is the only way to go for a healthy relationship. If you'll notice, only the honest couples are left here.
Yeah, the bullet hurt. But I saved the president's life, so I think it was worth it.
Eric doesn't count.
And I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does a good job. And he's not like overly, like, hey, I'm Batman. He's just like a little bit slightly deeper voice. It's not like crazy deep. And I think it makes it better. I agree though, Justin, that he is a little bit of a brat, and I hope he gets better throughout. But I kind of liked him.
Yeah, it's not a writing flaw. It's a character flaw that's good. He's supposed to be that way.
For a first season, for 13 episodes, it's not
I also like that. I think that the thing about Batman still being the same is like he's very obvious and he just knows it. He's like, duh, of course we're doing it this way. But
So
yeah.
I had a question about the dynamic of them, because Bruce is kind of like the brains behind everything. He's kind of talking to Terry about, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this. Is this one of the first shows to actually do that dynamic? Because I know a bunch of shows, superhero shows that were live action, kind of copied this premise.
I mean, there wasn't very many before this, and I don't think this was a big like thing in the comics, because the comics was, you can't really have a voice person talking to you in a comic.
Yes.
So I agree. It has to be one of the first ones, because even like Iron Man at this time, he didn't have in the comics. He didn't have Jarvis. His Jarvis was a butler. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Knight Rider, but that's not really a comic.
the driver in the car talked to him.
It's Mr. Feeney's voice, tying it all together.
Oh my god.
But no, I don't think so. I think this is probably one of the first ones.
Which is a really cool like writing dynamic.
Yeah.
Is to have Batman as like the technical voice and like kind of helping him out.
Yeah.
Of what you need to be doing.
How to pick up ladies in the bar, because he's Bruce
the
Wayne.
best part was when
Kiss her.
Are you wearing the Batman suit? You wearing the Batman suit, right? Okay. It helped me out a lot when I was your age.
I think the best example of that was when he was getting all the the illusions, and he was trying to help him out. I think that was the best part. I don't know what to give this though. I'm like in between 4 and 5. Chris, what are you gonna give it?
Cool
I'll base it off that.
It's a really cool dynamic. I just want you guys to know that.
I'll give it a 4.
It's the OG dynamic. Like no one.
Knight Rider.
That's
It's
true.
not OG. It's Knight Rider.
Mr. Feeney. I'm gonna give it a 4. It's almost a 5. It's just not quite a 5. It's just because it's not quite. Terry doesn't really have that much of a personality in this. Like, if it was a little bit more, I think I would probably give it a 5. It's just not quite perfect.
I think that's why I need the push there, because
Sorry. Sorry, John.
I do agree with that. Like, I couldn't put it into words. Terry's not boring, but he's not. I haven't found like the thing he is. He's just kind of like a kid. He punches people, and he's a bratty teenager.
He's not as good as Jason Todd, and that's what I think the bar is when it comes to like a rebellious person and kind of against Batman, but still on Batman's side. So he's not quite Jason Todd into that. He's just not quite as good.
It's a 4.
That's kind of my bar.
It's a really high 4.
It's a really high 4.
Damn it.
This is not a 4 point. It's a 4.4.
You know, you could have had
you can't
Medabots,
round
John.
up.
And you know what you would have gotten for plot and characters? 0. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be 0 for both of those.
Okay.
I promise you, John, you're going to get a
couple
5.
episodes when it comes to like scenes of him at school that kind of fleshed out the character a little bit. Like you can tell he's probably a little bit popular, but he cares about the little dude type of thing. Like he'll stand up for the little dude, but he's very arrogant. He's very like proud, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how I saw him.
You're going to get some 5s, John. You might as well take the 4s when you can. You're going to get some 5s. Okay.
You switched. You don't get to complain.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
So now I would have gave it a 4 too.
Oh,
it's okay.
All right.
Look, I have plot for
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Next up is the
minor
side characters.
So we're gonna go with the villains and his family and I guess the school kids. Like those are pretty much all the characters within the show.
I don't have. I think we've said a lot about the villains already. I think Shriek and the Illusion guy are the best. Ink is cool, but she's all right.
And a terrific trio.
What about the heroes? Yeah.
Terrific trio, yeah.
I like it. I like the concept of the story. The characters they're all right.
I liked Blink. What's his name? Wait, no, sorry. Blight. I liked the idea of him, like, he never overplayed it. Like, he was crazy and weird, but he wasn't, like, Joker.
It was a really
crazy.
Good gradual turn. Like, by the time the last episode came on, you could tell he was just a maniac.
Yeah, he wasn't Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face. He gradualed into it, and I thought it was a really good graduation. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought it was cool how... I mean, they kind of like took it off of the Joker, where the Batman, Terry made him.
Yeah, right.
Terry made
tear gas,
just like Bruce made the Joker, Terry made him. So I thought that was a really cool.
Which I hated that they killed him.
Just kind of a little callback.
Yeah,
he would be a good big villain, and I hated that they killed him. Supposedly, I guess.
I know.
I think the Illusion guy. I think the Illusion guy was the coolest power. I think that was really fun, especially
the Spellbound.
Yeah, and then Shriek was the one who did the voices in Batman's head, right?
Yeah,
that was that was a cool one too. You know,
that's cool.
I think this is a 5.
Yeah. I'll give it a 4, only because there's a couple I really didn't like. I didn't like Ink at all.
What about the classmates or whatever?
And
Justin, you want to say your line? I mean, this is the place to do it.
Oh, okay.
The most inappropriate line in this show.
I think this is the worst one.
This is in Golem, right?
Yeah. So it's, I guess, the big jock guy. You know, the Flash Thompson of the bunch. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So he's with his girlfriend, like in the car. He wants to drive in the car or whatever with her. You know, so he asked her, he goes,
I'm sick of them all. How about a ride?
You like that car more than me.
Who's talking about cars?
There's no other thing that could mean.
That is like the most blatant sex joke I've ever heard in a kid's show.
I know. There's no other innuendo. That is the only thing it could be. No, yeah,
I'll give you... edgy. It's
edgy.
Believe me, they said they had to take out a lot from this show.
Did they just take out like a full-on sex scene then? Because, dear Lord.
I was 100% convinced that the guy who played Gollum, the nerdy kid, was the guy who played Doug Funny from Nickelodeon's Doug, but it wasn't him. I put it out there. If anybody watched this episode, it's like, oh, it's Doug. It's not Doug. So
I'm sure so many people have said
exactly.
that.
So Justin, you said 5. I said 4. What did you give it, John?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really like too many of the villains. Golem was okay. I didn't really. I remember that episode though.
Yeah.
From when I was little. I honestly, if I think about it, I remember all these episodes when I was little. Except for Heroes. I did not like the villains of Heroes. I thought they were stupid. Nope, I thought they were stupid.
They weren't really the villains though. It was their.
You didn't like 2D Man?
I didn't like 2D Man. No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I guess the storyline was okay. Like he wanted the freeze girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just wanted to kill this 2D man so I could
It's Doctor Doom. Yeah.
Or not 2D man. Doom. He wanted to kill the other dude.
Guy. Yeah.
The magma guy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I was just puzzling surprised. It's like, wow, they're really ripping this off as a joke, and I love it. I thought it was really funny.
They wanted to use his brother a lot more in the but they didn't. They wanted
Terry's
to make him Terry's brother. They were gonna use.
And he just disappeared
like
after 3 episodes.
Yeah. They were gonna use him as like a Robin type of like character, and then Bruce Timm was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna do that.
That's probably smart.
Did you know that Batman Beyond's like he gave it to Tim Drake? Is it Tim Drake?
Third Robin.
The third Robin, yeah.
Yeah, that's Tim Drake.
Yeah, he actually gave it to Tim Drake when he was, like in the comics or whatever.
That's cool.
I gave it a 3. I mean, there was I don't know. The villains I didn't really like. The classmates, like I know you were trying to relate it to like kids nowadays, but I felt like a lot of those characters were kind of pointless. There was not really a really use for them.
Yeah, so to be drug addicts.
Just to give Terry like a personality or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so I give it a 3. I don't really like a lot of the minor characters, but thank you guys for giving me 5s and 4s. I appreciate it.
I honestly, this is, we talked a lot about Batman when we watched the first season of Batman, and me and Justin kind of bagged on it a little bit. We didn't say we really liked it that much. I know it gets better as it goes, and I think this was like the continuation of it being really good. So I know that I'm gonna like, if we watch Batman again, I know I'm gonna like it.
It's gonna be like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this.
I like the villains, I like the way they flesh it out. Okay, let's do voice acting.
Oh, okay.
This is it.
You have Terry.
Yep.
And then you
Eric
have
Matthews.
and then you have Batman, which is the iconic Kevin Conroy.
He's okay.
Oh, he's okay. Okay.
Just kidding.
And that's kind of it. Those are kind of like the two like big main dudes in the first season. Like you have other iconic characters that come back, like Joker.
Yeah.
The actual like creator of this show did a cameo. He was the head of the Joker gang.
Oh yeah,
Bruce Timm. He was he voiced the head of the Joker gang in like the first couple episodes or whatever. But
also not terrible. Yeah.
So voice acting. So
this is an easy 5.
Oh.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
This is Will's first acting job ever. Or voice acting job.
So that's what I was gonna say. Is it makes me honestly proud of him as a Boy Meets World fan. I feel kind of connected to this guy, and I'm gonna say like hearing him do this and honestly nail it, and knowing that he like went on to do a lot more, like he killed it. I liked.
You're missing one of the other famous people who voiced the bully. Seth Green was Nelson.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm just looking through this. I didn't actually know that.
a Family Guy fame. Yeah. But no, this is a 5 for me, man. They're both really good. The way I think he plays Batman, Terry, is really, really good. Like, it's a really good mixture of... He's not, like, trying to be Kevin Conroy. He's, like, doing his own thing. I liked it a lot. I was surprised, honestly.
He doesn't have that deep voice.
Yeah, it's not crazy deep. He's just
when
like
he is Batman, though, he does change his voice a little bit.
Yeah, but
when
it's not...
Terry, it's more high pitched. When he's Batman, it's more of like
it's deep, but it's also like a little bit more like, hey, it's a little more raspy, but it's not like
it's
Christian
raspy.
Bale
That's
We're not going to give any
But it's
love to Frank Welker, the voice of the dog.
no.
The original voice of Fred from Scooby-Doo, and now the Scooby-Doo voice.
no.
The
I'm
dog.
kinda pissed
The
off you
dog
mentioned
was
it.
supposed. The dog's a spin-off of like Crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is...
it's a 5 for me. Man.
There was a dude that in like the writers. They're like, Superman has a dog. Why does a Batman have a dog? And they're like, I don't know. And they put Batman.
I mean, it makes sense for him to have a dog. Let's be honest.
Well, they also put him in there because they don't have Alfred in there anymore, and it would just make sense that Bruce Wayne had.
There's no Alfred.
Bruce Wayne had someone else or something
Yeah.
else in the kind of helping him out a little bit.
I think it's a 5. I mean, Kevin Conroy is like top tier, and Will Friedle is great. Is good. He's great.
Yep.
He, like you say, he doesn't overdo it. You know, there's times where you don't even recognize his voice. Like when he does go high pitch, like it's very obvious it's him. But the other times it's like, man, that's just Terry.
The fact that you can't the fact that he was doing this while he was doing Boy Meets World is very impressive, because they're so different and yet they're both really good.
Who would give up a chance to play Batman? Like
I know,
to do
seriously.
the voice of Batman. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Any
Especially
Batman
with Kevin
character,
Conroy.
it's like, hell yeah.
With Kevin Conroy, how do you get better than that? Like, you're playing with Kevin Conroy. That's incredible.
Which is Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anybody more synonymous besides Mark Hamill and the Joker than Conroy and Batman?
No.
Any voice actor? Like
even Batman
that
in
you would
general,
like
I mean,
link to that specific character?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Like you would
I
link
see
this
what you're
person to that character?
even like a Muppet character like Jim Henson, he voiced so many that you don't really connect it. I mean, Kermit, yeah, but you're not really going to connect that immediately.
Yeah.
And I feel like Kevin Conroy is just a little bit more of like a household name than the Muppets dude.
Yeah. But honestly, there hasn't been anybody better as Batman either. I mean, like Michael Keaton was like great as Batman. Christian Bale was great as Batman, and even Ben Affleck was great as Batman. But they all brought different things. But like when you think of Batman, you think of Kevin Conroy.
When you think of Batman, because a lot of it's so much more mainstream. Like you can do a movie and play Batman, and it just like you're just playing that one movie. Like he is Batman for hundreds and hundreds of hours when it comes to the video games and the TV shows.
Yep.
So
it's just there's no way better.
He's Michael Keaton out of the mask and Christian Bale in the mask.
He is.
Without the stupid voice.
and
okay,
Ben Affleck sometimes.
so you guys both gave it 5s, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Justin, you gave it 5, right? Okay, cool.
All right. Next one is, does it hold up?
5, yeah. I want to watch the next season. It's easy.
Well, that's the next one too, for sure.
Yes.
5, it holds up for sure. And then
so
desire to continue watching.
Yeah.
Yes, 5.
I'm really pissed that you got to skip Medabots for this. This is bullshit.
So how about whatever he gets on Medabots, we subtract
great.
the 2.
This is
And
great.
that'll be his average for both. Does that good?
You're getting straight fucking zeros for Medabots.
I'm gonna get like
Because I'm gonna have to watch
5
that
points.
shit again, and I'm gonna be pissed when I watch the episode.
No, we're gonna watch it. It's gonna be great.
What would you give
So
it, John? Both
my
those.
last category is the bat suit. That's what I really
5. God damn it! Seriously.
I wanted the. It's okay because the bat suit is so much different than any other bat suit that you've seen.
It is.
That you haven't seen any other bat suit.
I know we all like this suit. It's great, but be honest. I don't think this would translate into live action.
They wanted to make a live action.
It would not translate because of the face.
I agree. No, I completely agree with you. It's like the scene of like Batman Begins where he has a hallucination. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would not translate. That does not mean it's not a great suit though, because it's incredible.
They would have to make it a cow, and it would mess it up.
Yep.
No, it wouldn't work.
Why couldn't you just animate it? Animate the face.
Because then the suit wouldn't look as good. Like, it's the way they write it is
like an Iron Man type of thing.
no, because Iron Man's not
suit
expressive.
looks legit, and that whole entire suit is nothing.
Iron Man's not,
Like,
but Iron Man's suit's not expressive. In the show, it's expressive. Like his eyes, like
make it more of a Spider-Man type of thing.
No, but Spider-Man just has the eyes. The mouth thing would be really weird.
But if you don't base it on the fact that it could be live action, this is probably the best suit.
Well, no. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. It's like a.
I hear what you're saying, dude. It's a 5 though. This is the perfect Batman suit for a cartoon.
Yes, 100%.
So
because this show was like, since we're wrapping up, the show was like. I felt like in the 90s and the early 2000s, they were trying to like reboot or do sequels. Like people complain about that now, but I feel like they were already doing that, starting with Batman Beyond. And I feel like people probably weren't very happy with when they came out with it. Did you see anything, John, about them like being, no, I don't want like a future version of Batman. Like this looks really dumb. Because I feel like if this came out today and before people saw it, they would think it's dumb.
Well, it almost got canceled because a lot of people didn't like the idea of the two shows running back to back. So you see like Batman like fighting crime when he's younger, and then when he gets older, like he's like a senior citizen, like he's old, he has a cane.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't want to show and portray Batman in that type of setting. That's why they never say his age in the show. Like you don't know how old Batman is in this.
Because I would feel like it's an unnecessary sequel,
Yeah.
Milking it.
So they were just afraid of like what is to come. Like how would this tarnish the name of Batman, or is this gonna bring Batman into like a new era? And that's what they were kind of worried about. So they weren't really worried about. I don't know. What did you say, Justin?
Because like Spider-Man 2099 when that came out, like that was sucked. Like when we went into the future and stuff, that kind of reminded me of Batman Beyond a little bit. Like that, I feel like they wanted people to go into the future or something like that. And I thought this was kind of going with the same kind of thing. But this worked because they didn't rely on the past as much. Obviously you have Batman, but I mean, you're not going to have a Batman show without Bruce Wayne. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah.
So, everyone thought it was a pretty cool concept of showing like Gotham in the future and like what would happen in the future.
Yeah.
What I thought kind of took off the show and what got me really into it was the movie.
Yeah,
was the Joker movie. Like, it's a great movie. It's one of the best.
It's
Batman
Mask of Phantasm
movies.
or whatever that was, and then Return of the Joker.
Yeah, and looking back, they both like have their own merits, but they also have like their own foreshadowing because there's been so many spin-offs of it. But yeah, those two movies, like when they came out, it was like right after Batman and Robin with Mr. Freeze. I mean, the quality of those two movies compared to what we got in theaters is insane. Would you give it, Justin?
Oh yeah, it's all 5s.
Okay. So, John, fun fact about your scoring here.
Okay.
You are now tied with the second best scored of all time. 3 count. Do you guys know what the other 2 are?
Lion King?
Yeah.
It's it's both y'all's. I don't have one in here. John, you have one, and Justin, you have one.
Oh, I done so much shit though.
It's the best.
The best, the 32.5. Which is out of 35.
What season did we start this?
Both of them are season 5, and both of them are in season 5.
I don't know.
But there's one that's
just tell me.
So Justin, yours was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which I think makes sense. John, yours was Friends season 2. But there's one show, and I'll give you guys a hint that all 3 of us wouldn't take because it was so good. That beat it.
Avatar.
Yeah, that's right. Season 3. 34 out of 35. No one's ever going to touch it. But congratulations, John. You now have one of the second best show of all time.
Yes.
I think it's bullshit.
And it's worth it. Like it's 100%.
It's bullshit.
I am so glad that
he pulled the rug.
That's kids, that's what you get for procrastinating, you know?
Take off 4 weeks. Pick your favorite show that you know is going to win a lot of points.
Well, now you have to do Medabots this season because you can't just
right.
do that.
Yep.
I'll do it if someone pays our Patreon for it.
No, you're going to do it either way.
Nope.
You committed to it.
No, it's
on the air.
If you want us to do the show, like you gotta pay us for it.
John, I already made the logo for it, so you gotta do it.
No, damn it.
All right.
All right.
Good job, John. It's a good show. I want to watch more. So.
Sweet. Okay. Well,
who-
that's awesome.
Who wants next week?
What did I get?
32.
I'm going next week.
Okay.
John pissed me off.
Okay.
So, I'm going to have a revenge week next week.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
All right, because John doesn't like this, and he definitely we foreshadowed it this week. I was like, should I do this one? Because I know John hates it. We're doing South Park Season 1.
No, don't make me watch that shit. No.
All right,
All
I have never seen an episode of
episodes,
this.
all 12, 11 or 10, I think.
That's BS.
I have
That's
never seen this
BS.
show before.
All right, fine. I'm gonna do all good shows and win this.
No, you have Medabots, but you're going to get all
Next
zeros
movie is Finding Nemo.
I wonder what's gonna happen. Okay, no, I'm actually interested, Justin.
Or should I do Lord of the Rings?
Now, some things to know about...
Do Harry Potter 4, just take it from Justin.
Just takes Justin's.
Some,
I'll slip mine in. Hey, it's actually one of my favorite movies.
It
That's
is.
the
I know.
Goblet of Fire, right?
Yeah, I know, Justin.
The Goblet of Fire is one of my favorites.
Yep.
So you can find this on the HBO Max, obviously.
Okay.
Now, some things to note about Season 1. It's very different than if you've seen the newer episodes. I know, Chris, you haven't really.
See any of this.
So this was seen as obviously extremely crass and just revolting. But the shit they put on nowadays is even worse. So this is very tame compared to what they used to do. But I haven't watched Season 1 in a long time. It's a lot of poop humor. So...
Okay. Justin, I think you remember when I said when you watch Futurama, I do not like animated comedies like this. I'll watch it, but don't expect much out of me.
This is just a revenge on John. I know this might not get good.
I'm not going to like this at all.
Okay, all right.
I had to watch 25 episodes of Medabots. You're watching South Park.
It's going to suck
Good.
so bad.
I hope you're in pain.
Right.
I should do Batman Begins. That's what I should do.
No, we're doing Medabots. Your next one's Medabots.
I'm gonna win this season.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do Remember the Titans. That's what I'm gonna
Those
do.
are not fair. Those are untouchables.
I know.
You're not allowed to do that.
I am. I'm gonna win this freaking season.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hey, John, where can you
Okay.
find us if we have social media?
You can find us on social media on Another Men's Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also find us on Another Men's Pod on. You can also email us at anothermenspod at gmail.com.
We won't email back.
No, we will not.
I feel bad.
No, yeah.
We missed a couple, and I feel bad about it.
Oh, we have. I don't have access to this.
If you do have, if you do want to email us, we'll try. We'll try our best.
I won't.
If you have an emergency, contact 911. Why are you emailing
We're
us?
on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Yeah, just put a hateful comment if you don't like us. Right down there. Tell us how you're mad about this.
We should look up our number one hated video about all the awful comments.
So we haven't had anything recently on there, but we have had a lot of debate on the Parent Trap video. A lot of people saying, "Yeah, you like the '98 version because it isn't. You weren't born in the '60s. You don't know what it's like."
No, we didn't.
A lot of that. We like the '98 one.
I remember saying this. We said in that thing that when it comes to does it hold up or something like that, like the first one has to hold up because it's the original.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're wrong. I don't care about them anyways.
Watch the Parent Trap comparison episode. Season
But
4,
if not, just watch us like on this episode.
Then add some comments, and people are like, "Why are people commenting on like a year-old video? Why do I keep getting notifications on this?"
It's almost 2 years old.
And that's how we move traffic, and that's how we're gonna make money off of this.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, please go like our videos. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would really appreciate it. We're on everywhere that you can listen to podcasts. If you have anyone that is interested in like 90s or 2000s stuff, please go. Just I guess tell them about us.
Yep.
Yeah, we desperately need viewers.
Desperately.
John, Justin's feeling lonely.
Justin needs something to do. Justin, you're so bored. Just answer our emails for us.
I want to talk to people.
Justin, are you the one commenting on these videos?
I just make multiple YouTube accounts.
It sounds like you. He's like criticizing. He's criticizing us. Like me and you, Chris.
I don't need to hide behind a comment.
That Justin.
I don't need to hide behind a
That's a
username
handsome dude
to
right there.
criticize
I
y'all.
agree with everything he's saying.
The Justin guy's pretty hilarious. The other two, mixed bag.
Justin should make his own podcast.
He sounds pretty handsome.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week with what are we watching?
South Park Season 1.
South Park Season 1.
Peace.
All right.